What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Dee. Welcome back to the channel. So your girl is back with another reaction video. Listen, before we hop into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, share and like the video, and turn on that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content, and hype up the video, you guys. Make sure you hype up the video. There are still a lot of videos out here of women asking what's going on with the men. Why aren't they approaching? Why are men done with women? Why are men moving the way they're moving? And I have yet again another video to explain or show you why so many men are moving the way they're moving. So women are still trying to grapple with this idea, or understand why men are not approaching, why men are doing what they're doing. And I'm gonna break it down for the umpteenth time again. And I want y'all to chime in the comments, because y'all definitely understand why. Y'all know why. But I want y'all to reiterate why so many men are moving the way they're moving, why so many men are going overseas to look for healthy relationships, or try at least to find better women for them. I want y'all to reiterate in the comments for me, and for the people who may be still confused about it, as to why men are moving the way they're moving. So make sure you guys are chiming in that way. We're gonna get into the video. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Hype up the video, you guys. Let's get into it. Here we go.
I started going to the club in the 99, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I was sneaking in the club when I was about 16, you know what I'm saying?
What?
And I remember back in the day, I can drop that goddamn thing down low, hey, and turn around and see some little cute son behind me, some little fine tenor roll it, be like, what's your name? And I be back there, Shaver, pop, pop, pop. Now, I be scared, goddamn turn around. I drop that thing low, and you turn around, and somebody behind me, the bigger than mine. Get back. Get the back. Man, where y'all at? Y'all don't dance no more. Y'all too cool to dance. Hey, you used to go to the club and pad that goddamn number out like your street club. That. Shit. You go to the club now, you leaving whatever number you wrote there. Ain't nobody ask you for your number. Ain't nobody ask you for your Instagram. Ain't nobody ask you for nothing. It ain't nothing but a bunch of women. It ain't nothing. It's a vibe. I vibe with men. I don't vibe with women. This ain't my type of party. You should have told me this and put this on the flyer and said women only, and I would have went to another party. You know what I'm saying? I want some co-ed. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no women's only party. Hey fellas, where you at?
So we're about to go out right now, but I need to clip my nails. Watch this.
Yeah?
What you doing?
Nothing?
Hold on. That's my job. Okay. Why'd you do that?
I told you, look. Come to Thailand.
Now listen, some people may be pissed off by this video, or you know what I mean, because he's saying, look, come to Thailand, child.
Oh my God.
He's there with a beautiful woman, by the way. Beautiful, fit, gorgeous, right? And so it kind of triggers a lot of women in the West. It triggers some women, not all women, but it triggers the women who are single and looking for a man, but having a hard time finding one. A lot of them are triggered because they're like, where are all the good men at? Why we can't find a man? Why we can't get a man for us? They want their person. But what I think is, for some of these women, this is not everybody. This is not every woman. I have to put that out there, because people like to think I'm speaking on, oh, this is not for every woman. Every woman does not think this way. But for the women who are complaining, right, on social media every day of men not approaching, and where can they find a man, and they really thought they would be married at this age. For those women who are complaining and wondering where the men at, why they're not approaching, why they can't find their men, there are some key factors as to why. And I think men have been saying this for years now, but I think women do not want to hear what the men are saying. They have established their own mentality and their own mindset about what men want, and they refuse to really acknowledge and accept what men are looking for. Now, there are some men who are extreme, in my opinion, The same way I think some women are extreme and unrealistic in what they're asking for. I think, and to be fair, y'all, to be fair, there are men who are way on one end of the spectrum, and just as well as there are women who are way on the other end of the spectrum. And I think you have to be balanced. You have to be balanced in what it is you're looking for. You don't want to turn women off. And I think women, you shouldn't be in a position, you shouldn't want to turn men off because you want one. Y'all want each other. So I think that in my opinion, my humble opinion, y'all give me your opinions in the comments. I think there is an area of men or a group of men who are way on one extreme. And you're really looking for something perfect, or you're looking for something that's going to just do everything that you say, no ifs, ands, buts about it. You do want somebody that you could control and, call their every shot and every move. And I think that is unrealistic from the male perspective. I don't think that, especially in this day and age, you're going to find a woman in 2026 who's going to acquiesce to every little single thing that you ask for, and you're just under her control completely, and she can't have her own brain and her own mind and all that kind of stuff. I do think there are a group of men who think that way, and that's what they want from a woman, and that's it. And a lot of those men will struggle to find a partner, a mate, a wife, whatever you want to call it. So I do see that exists. And for whatever reason they think that way, I don't know. But I do think there are men who are looking for women that way, and they can't find that type of woman, so they end up single. And y'all already know on the woman's side of the spectrum, there are women who are too unrealistic in what it is that they're looking for from a man and not willing to contribute much into the relationship. And that's where a lot of those women fall short. So we have an issue on both sides. I never negated that. I think that there are issues on both sides, but I think on one side or the other, there's this idea of I need that person to do everything that I want them to do. And part of the reason why so many women are single is because men are privy to their unrealistic expectations, and a lot of men are just not approaching, they're stepping back, because once again, when you say that you need a man who makes 6 figures, 6 packs, 6 this, whatever the 3 6s are, then a lot of those men fall back because they don't meet those requirements. And on top of that, the women who have these certain requirements, they can't find the men with those requirements to want them. Once again, who you want gotta want you back. And it's vice versa. If you are a man out here and you have certain requirements for a woman and they're really strict and they're all the way, just unrealistic to some degree for the women that are out here, you're gonna find yourself single as well, because a lot of those women don't want to be in those positions, and a lot of them don't have to be. You know what I'm saying? And so I think this is why I say that in relationships in general, there has to be compromise. You have to be willing to work with each other. There's no other way to do it unless you got somebody on the lock and key and got them chained to the goddamn floor, and they can't move until you tell them to, until you unlock them. And I think that's illegal. You know what I mean? I don't think you could do that, right? And I don't think most men are trying to do that. But like I said, there's a group of men who think that way. And a lot of times they usually are single, because most women will not go for that type of man. And this is why the word submission, in my opinion, is such a harsh word for women, because they're like, wait a minute, I'm not submitting to you. They take it as a negative thing when it comes to men, because they view submission as some type of, you trying to hold me down, you trying to control me. And I don't believe that submission is really that. But there are some people who look at it in that way. And if that's what you got going on, and if you can find somebody like that, that's your business. But for the most part, most women, especially in 2026, are not operating in a traditional manner. But they still want a man with somewhat of traditional value, because you want him to pay all the bills. You want him to be all of these things, but you don't want to be what a traditional woman would typically be. So this is why I say this whole traditional mindset is done with. We're not in a traditional society. So you're going to have to accept the fact of that. Hey, if women are traditional, men don't have to be traditional. That y'all gonna have to both bring y'all independence together and create something together. And that means both of you working together in a relationship, not one person being, responsible for the other person completely. No, you both have to work together. That if that means pulling resources together, if that means all of that, because when you come together, especially if you're married, then that's, you become one. You join together and you become one. So what's yours is hers and what's hers is yours. Not this whole idea of happy wife, happy life, and whatever she says goes all the time. And I just gotta do whatever she say as the man, because that's me being a real man. You know what I'm saying? No. That idea is done with. It doesn't work in 2026. And then the idea on the flip side of a man taking care of everything and working hard while she just have the leisure fun life, and she working, she don't want to be at home, she want to be outside doing her own thing, but still have you there to back her up. That day is over too. The people who have established that have already married, already in relationships. They've already done that. They're already doing that. They've already, built their lives together. But for what's left out here, it doesn't seem to work. And I think this is why so many women are having trouble finding men who will do the things that they're asking, because they really think that that's what men are for. They really think men are just to provide financially, and you just do whatever you want in many cases. And I think that is part of the disconnect. And there's a disconnect on both sides, and, we talk about the manosphere, the red pill and all that. There are some men, and to be fair, in that realm who think that, hey, my way or the highway, what I say go, and that's it. And most of these women are not going to deal with that. So there are reasons as to why both men and women are single. And it's not all just on one side. It's both sides that play a part. Because once again, you have to come to a certain agreeable measure in order to be able to work together, build together, and actually establish a life together. It's not a one-sided deal. Relationships are not one-sided deals. This is why I always say you can't be an independent woman and still be in a relationship. It can't happen. Now, you could call yourself independent, but when you're in a relationship, you're not independent. You're with another person. To me, being independent means you're independent of somebody else. So that means that you are by yourself, you do your own thing. But when you're in a relationship, it's never, just you. It's never just about you, or it shouldn't be. It's about the both of you. And if you incorporate children and you're building a family, now it's really not about you. It's about the entirety of the family, you, the husband, and the children. You can't exclude him out and put him in his box and, you're just a provider and you need to be here for the money part. And you need to make sure we're safe. But outside of that, I do what the hell I want. You can't tell me nothing or none of this, because I'm an independent woman. I have my own autonomy. No, it becomes more than you then. So I just think that part is lost. And I think part of that reasoning behind it is because women want to do their own thing. They feel like, hey, they can be who they want to be, and you need to just do what they say. And men are saying, no, I'm not doing what you say, because I work too hard for what I work for. And the expectations that you want from me or expect from me are way too high. And I'm not willing to lose what I've worked hard for just to come into a situation where you're trying to control me and you want all of my finances and you're doing what you want. And they don't trust that. And so this is why I say there's work that needs to be done on both sides. And I just think that, in my opinion, even though I think that there are some men who are extreme, and just as the women, I think women are a little bit more unrealistic, because they won't even accept a man who's under 6 feet tall. You won't even accept or give a man a try who's under 6 feet, don't make 6 feet. Like, that's beneath a lot of these women, just because they got a job or a business. Somehow a man who makes good money and who is responsible and all of that ain't good enough for y'all. Y'all want rich men, but then if you was to get that man, the requirements that he would have for you, you will probably have a hard time with as well. So it's like everybody's in a rock, in a hard place. You can't get what you really want, but what you could possibly get, you don't want to accept that. So it's going to leave a lot of people by themselves. That's it. A lot of people just going to be by themselves. And while men are already showing that they're looking elsewhere, and some of them getting into relationships with, other women in other countries, nothing's perfect. I don't think that is just a perfect scenario. I don't think that every man going over there is going to find a wife and it's going to be kumbaya, but they're looking elsewhere because they think that that's even better than what they have here. So they're taking their chances with more cooperative women, even if it's just for the sexual gratification, even if they can go over there and get women for sex, which a lot of people say that's all they're doing. Even if that is the case, these are grown people. You can't stop, just like you can't stop a woman from being promiscuous or sleeping around or sleeping with who she wants to sleep with. You can't stop a man who travels to go meet women, to where if that is what they're trying to get sex for a cheaper price, because we got the high price, prostitutes here. Over there, It may not cost them as much, and if that's what they're willing to do to go get what they need to get, hey, that's their choice. They grown men with their own money. They're paying to go over and get whatever they want. That's their business. But when I see women on social media asking where are the men at and this and that, they're minding their business. They don't want to be bothered, and rightfully so, because there are a group of women, not all women, but a group of women who said we're decentering men. Don't approach us. We don't need y'all. Y'all the bottom of the barrel. We can do it by ourselves. We don't need y'all. But at the same time, there are women who are still asking where the men at. Why aren't y'all approaching? Y'all don't know why? Y'all told them not to. And it's not every woman, but a lot of y'all told them not to, and they listen. They listen. They said, okay, well, we're not going to approach. We're not going to bother y'all. We're going to move in our own direction, and we're going to leave y'all alone. Because a lot of y'all said it on social media. We don't approach me. If you see me in the gym, don't approach. If you see me on the don't do it. This is why I say there's a bigger picture here. And I think women play a major role in it, because women have a lot of control, but they don't use it properly. But they still expect men to just run behind them and chase them. And men are saying, no, this is not what I want to chase. This is not what I want. And then a lot of these women have pushback when these men go overseas and find more fit, attractive women to be around, to spend their time with, or for whatever reason. But if you don't care about them so much, and you don't need them so much, and your money is so great, and you living your best life, why are there so many women concerned about what men are doing? You shouldn't even care. So listen, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. Y'all chime in, hype up the video. Y'all let me know what y'all think of this video. Leave your thoughts, comments, questions, concerns in the comment section, you guys. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.